It's fire. It's legendary. It's epic.
It is,
It's a
bro.
Yeah.
one of what's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. We have Steven Malcolm, the young
Hey,
king. We
hey.
have the legend, the OG, the icon, Shaggy.
Yes,
And it's
sir.
your
That's that.
boy, Jimmy Yo on the one and twos. I'm definitely going to introduce these two icons, but I want to let y'all know that there's something epic that we got for y'all. We have a record called Fuego. Steven Malcolm kicked through the door with the record Fuego. A million everywhere on the DSPs, on YouTube, everywhere. The numbers is crazy. The overall consumption is insane. But there's something special that happened with this record. The young king went back home, tapped into his heritage, to his youth, and was able to attract the icon, Shaggy. And Shaggy gave us blessings on the record, jumped on the record. So what we doing virtually, the new, we're having a virtual release party for Fuego Remix featuring Shaggy. Now, before I get too crazy, I want to tell y'all the visual is a movie, and that's my transition. Stephen Malcolm, how you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling blessed, my brother. How about you, man? Jimmy, how
Very
you
well.
doing, bro?
I'm
Appreciate you,
well. I'm
man.
well.
Appreciate you doing this, bro. But I'm feeling blessed, back here in Grand Rapids, Midwest. Just,
Okay,
excited about this release, man. Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
Yeah, man.
King Shag, King, how you feeling?
Well, brother. Yeah, man. Respect, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's good, man. Jamaica. I'm here. Um, it's much better than New York. I can tell you that. I was there the other day for about 8 weeks in quarantine, and that's when like New York was at ground zero,
Mm.
and
Mm,
it felt really weird because I couldn't come back to Jamaica because they locked us out. It's like nobody should come back to Jamaica until it opens back up. So they shut the country down. But there was a little window. They opened it back up a little bit, and I came back home, and it's been good so far because I'm back with my family, So
Yes,
good to
that's
sir.
know.
that's beautiful. I hear the beautiful the vibes in the background. It sounds epic. you know, it
Yeah, yeah.
sounds
You want
real
you
good.
want you want you want to hear the night crickets them going, huh? You hear
Yeah,
cricket.
that's what's up. Yo, so
Yeah, man.
Steven, please educate us on this record Fuego.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the creation, the producers, the process.
Yeah, man. So shout out to my homie Scooty, man, out in LA. He's the producer of it. Producer
Mm,
extraordinaire, songwriter extraordinaire, man. Came
mhm,
with the joint, bro, and I had to get on it, bro. Like, I heard it from the jump, the hook. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Like I'm just like, all right, bro. This is next level. So yeah, man, wrote to it. And then we actually added the guitar afterwards. The Spanish guitar in there is pre-production. That's
mm,
what made it just through the roof, bro. And so I just fell in love with it. And then, doing it live, I think this is the first record that I tapped into that people are like, yo, okay, I'm a Steven Malcolm fan. You feel me? So yeah, man.
Major, man, major. Shaggy, speaking of live instrumentation, I have to segue to what you've been doing around the world with Sting. The
Yeah.
instrumentation, the guitars that I hear on Fuego, you may get a glimpse on what you're doing globally with that live music blending in with the reggae and just going around the world. Can you tell us about your experience with working with another icon?
Well, the thing for me is I've always made music that was a hybrid. Because I think every music comes from hybrid. It's seven notes: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We're not inventing the wheel here. You know what I'm saying? So every music that comes from another music. You know what I'm saying? So even if you take, for instance, like the great Bob Marley, they look at it, when they used to say that Bob Marley was making somewhat a watered down reggae, or somewhat of a hybrid in his days. They said he wasn't authentic, when he started, because he was making a different style of reggae. And it's documented that Chris Blackwell, he said that it's on YouTube, where he says that they used to, when he brought the Wailers music in, he brought session musicians to overdub different sounds on it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's really ironic now that those very recordings are now the blueprint of what is now pure reggae.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So what this track reminded me of, um, was that hybrid sound. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been that hybrid kind of guy, because that's the only way that music moves and builds, is unless you bring different styles and incorporate different cultures and different sounds into it. And Sting was the king of that. You know what I mean? Sting was the guy that basically did a hybrid sound of reggae and became the first reggae band to get played on radio. He was, because the sound, he was trying to emulate the original sound of reggae that he knew and loved. But in the process of doing that, he created a hybrid sound, which became the sound of the Police. You know what I mean? And him being such a great musician taught me so much about the instrumentation of music, and what to hear, and how to put other things and blend. You know, uh, even on my new album, Hot Shot 2020, that I put out, I actually merged reggaeton into trap, into hip hop, into Afro beats, and put it all together. And I could get a passport. You know what I mean? What Steven got is a passport, because him being Jamaican and him having that Jamaican background, all those genres came from it. Hip hop came from it. You know what I'm saying? Reggaeton came from dancehall. You know what I mean? You know the Cool Herc story anyway, so hip hop came from reggae and dancehall. Trap is really a hybrid version of dub. I don't know if you ever listened to like King Tubby's dub. That's really where that came from. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Afrobeat was heavily influenced by dancehall, because in Africa, when I used to go there, I used to play stadium there throughout the 2000s. It was majority dancehall music that they played. So it
Yeah.
gave me a passport to basically say, okay, we're gonna rock these different styles of music, you know what I mean,
Ooh.
and merge them. And what he's doing with Fuego is the same thing. You know what I mean? It's got that Latin feel to it, it's got that trap feel to it, it's got that reggae feel to it, you know what I'm saying? And it put it all together, and it's a unique sound. And that things like that attract me to music, because I hate being cookie cutter. I hate the cookie cutter. I hate status quo, man.
Got it, got it. That's a beautiful explanation. Now, speaking of passport, Stephen, I know that when you was making the project, you was on a journey. I call it putting the medicine in the food. Music, the reason you're one of my favorite emerging artists is really there's a sense of you have authentic cultural reach.
Mm.
And you told me a story about your father and relationships and stuff like that. And you said, Jim, I must go back home to Jamaica. I
Yeah.
must go to Jamaica. And can you elaborate on your relationship with your pops, your whole
Yeah, man.
story, so that people can know who you are, why it was very important, why this feels so euphoric to work with an icon like Shaggy? Can we tap
Yeah.
into that?
Yeah, man. So for those who don't know, my pops, he's Jamaican. He was born in Montego Bay, Jamaica, born and raised there, and raised me till I was like 9 years old. And then he got busted on a drug case, and they deported him back to Jamaica, and I never seen him after that. And like it played a big role, you know what I mean? Like cats that come from our community, bro, that the fatherlessness, the numbers is crazy. And I was one of those statistics, and I just grew up with, without a father, and it showed, you know what I mean? And so with this project, I called it the Second City because I learned that Montego Bay, a nickname for it, is the Second City. And just wanting to resemble that second chance, that second hope, that second redemption that I found, you know what I mean? And so yeah, man, Fuego was part of that journey. And then to end it off, bro, like, yeah, like I said, I have to end this with actually going to Montego Bay, bro. And that's what we did. And we actually did a cover to Redemption Song by Bob Marley. And I got to visit my pop's gravesite for the first time in Montego Bay, Jamaica. And we documented it all. And it was, yeah, man, I got to soak up the culture, the real culture too, not the vacation spots, bro. We like, had to duck and dodge a few situations, bro, in Kingston. But it is what it
Yeah.
is. It just made the experience real to me, bro. And it's just like, bro, like this is how I could have grown up if Pops never came to America. So I took it all in, bro, and finished it with Redemption Song by Bob covering that and visiting my Pop's grave site. And now, you know what I'm saying? Shaggy's rocking on a record, bro. Like it's crazy. It is surreal, man.
To
So
bless it.
it's dope.
I can feel the energy on how your culture influences your music and your rap flows and your patterns, rhythm for sure,
Yeah, man.
and then also the dance. Right, there's
Ah,
dance
yes,
culture
sir.
to it. So
Yeah,
I
man.
really with the Fuego record on the remix,
Hmm.
let's highlight the layers. Shaggy already gave us a layup. He said music is a hybrid and it becomes
Yeah,
a
man.
passport. When I first heard Fuego, it had the Latin feel with the Spanish guitar on it.
Yeah.
You had a desperado type of visual to it, which brings us to the remix.
Mm.
You did your thing with Shaggy and you touched into a different tone. But
Yeah.
then when y'all went to the video, I seen the video in 3 seconds. I was like, I don't even have to hear the music. I was like, why is Shaggy and Steven Malcolm not on my Netflix? Like, I need. It was a movie. It was a movie. There's like
Yeah.
a film vertical. Can you tell us about the process about the music video and how that came together, the ideation?
Yeah, most definitely. Like me, I'm a big movie head. Like everybody knows, man. And Belly was one of my favorites growing up. You know what I mean? Hype Williams, X, Nas, and so yeah, bro. When it came to the cover, it actually like the main things was like the cover, and then just wanting a crazy video with like crazy looking eyes in the intro. You know what I mean? So just yeah, Belly being an inspiration, bro, and yeah, bro, took it to the next level, man. It was crazy. We had to get the acting involved, being in character and stuff like that. So it was fun, man. Shaggy made it fun though, bro. Yeah, he's who made it fun, man.
We had a good time. But it's funny you mentioned Billy,
Mm-hmm.
um, because I was good friends with Hype Williams
Mm,
for years, and he did a couple of videos for me. I did a video with me and um, Akon called What's Love, and then there was also another one called That Girl with Maxi Priest. But funny enough, when we did my first record, "Old Caroline," I did it with a video director by the name of Ralph McDaniel. Ralph McDaniel
Mm-hmm.
used to have a television show back in Brooklyn back in the days that everybody used to watch in the '90s called Video Music Box. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And he was the director on Old Carolina, but funny enough, the art director on that video, it was a really cheap, low budget video, was Hype Williams. And I didn't know that until I met Hype was doing my video, and it's like, yo, I did the art direction. I was a young art director at that time on the Old Carolina video. So I mean,
Wow.
he's a great one. Is a good pattern to make, and to kind of put a vibe from that movie,
yeah,
because it's such an iconic cult type of movie. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And that's what reggae dancehall and brand Jamaica and the culture of Jamaica has played onto popular music. You know what I mean? If you look at every MC that is out, some of the hardest MCs that ever grace um, your ear in hip hop are of Jamaican descent. You know what I mean? The great Biggie. You know what I mean? Pete Rock. You know, people like Heavy D. You know what I mean? People like Busta Rhymes. You know what I'm saying? And the list goes on and on. There's a lot of really great MCs that got Jamaican backgrounds. You know what I mean? Even from a younger, somebody like Extestacion, all of these guys, you know what I mean? Slumdog, all these guys have all Jamaican parents and come from that whole vibe and got that Caribbean. A lot of hip hop was built on that Caribbean vibe, you know what I'm saying? And people from the Caribbean. Even some of the DJs like DJ Red Alert, you know what I mean? He's from the Caribbean, you know what I mean? A lot of these people got that Caribbean background. And so you can hear it in the culture and the music, and it's a part of what mainstream music about. If you see everything that's going on from, take for instance, like Lady Gaga, or what's going on with Katy Perry or Rihanna. Hey, let's face it, that's Grace Jones, bro.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
So I'm
always
just show
on.
I'm showing you how that came back from way back then. You know what I mean? Some of the most popular people. You look at U2 as one of the biggest bands, but it was founded by Chris Blackwell, who is a Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the rock and roll guys and from the Rolling Stones and all these guys used to be in Jamaica back in the days, and just they caught their whole vibe from Jamaican artists coming back to it. So it's a part of culture. We have been a part of culture of popular culture, and you're just an extension of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For sure, for sure. That's powerful. That's
yeah, bro.
powerful. So like I look at lyrics a lot, right? And I listen in reggae music, there's like the play on the melodic flow, the patterns.
Yeah,
And to hear you mention guys like Busta Rhymes, the way he's chopping on his records
yeah,
to Biggie cadences
yeah.
and he's like an instrument, and when I listen to some of your rhymes, Steven, and the way you came on Fuego, Shaggy, it's crazy. Can you guys elaborate as musicians how that lyric and melody, how do you find your rhythm, your flow? Is it innate? Is it natural, or is it more of a
Man, I say it's natural, bro. Off the
mm,
production, bro. Off them instruments, bro. Like me, I just let my voice become the instrument. You know what I mean? So yeah, with Fuego, man, just playing off that 808 and that guitar, bro. And you know what I'm saying, busting out in the patois, had to do it. So it was, yeah, super dope.
how about
Yeah.
you, Shaggy? How's your experience in creating the lyric and the melody? Is it a rhythmic thing? Is it a spiritual thing? Is it a vibe thing?
It all depends on whatever you want to do at what time. Most
Mhm.
of it is, I mean, I have different ways of creating. I mean, there's times I might come with an idea. Like for instance, there's a documentary, you should go check this out on Vice, called "The Making of It Wasn't Me." You know what I mean? Where I got that idea from a song by me hearing a joke from Eddie Murphy saying it wasn't me on Raw. Do you get what I'm saying? So it could be just from a joke, or it could be a melody from any instrumentation. I could make it from the bass line. I could make it. It's just what grabs me and interests me. It could be me just thinking about a riff, and I build from that riff. You know what I mean? Where his track was concerned, when I got it, I mean, I love that guitar and I love the vibe and I love what he was spitting. What he allowed me to do was go back to some of my early days, because I started as a sound system guy battling. You know what I'm saying? But then and I did that in Brooklyn for a while, for years, and uh, I stopped doing that when I started making like Old Carolina, because I did like Big Up and Mumpy and All Virgin and a lot of them harder records, which were all big records in the dance hall. I even went back the other day and did Church Eden, which was when 19 Weeks of Number One, which is another hardcore dance hall record. So I still do those in between. Recently I did Fight This Feeling with me and Barris Hammond. A lot of people don't know that we're responsible for like Slow Motion with Cartel, that we produced that record. You know what I mean? So there's tons of stuff that I still make and be with. So I'm still attracted. If you look at my track record, I always use new artists. You know what I mean? I did It Wasn't Me with a young unknown artist by the name of Rick Rock. You know what I'm saying? I did Angel with a young unknown artist as Rayvon. I did recently, a couple of years ago, that I did I Need Your Love, which is a top 5 radio record with two unknown artists called Mohambi and Fady. And recently, right now, I'm riding high with a record called Banana, which is streaming about 1 million streams a day. You know what I'm saying? With another young unknown artist by the name of Conqueror. You know what I mean? So to me, I always look to that young artist with that new idea and that new vibe, and it's just out of my ear. You know what I mean? And say, okay, this is what he's spitting, this is the flow he's going, this is what, and what his song allowed me, Steven's song allowed me to actually go, it pushed me to do some of my shit that I used to do from before. You know what I mean? You go back to that hard lyrics because I write those for other people. I just don't do them normally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'll write it for like there's a lot of dancehall people don't do this that I write for a lot of other acts. But I'll write shit for them, but I can't say it because people know me as the guy that does, you know, Angel or what I mean,
Global records,
global, right? You
global,
know what I'm saying?
international, out of here.
Exactly. But I like splitting it up because, like I said, if you're into dancehall, you know that I got Fight This Feeling, Church Eden, Bad Man to Cry, and I mean all of those records that were hit dancehall records, right? That I have done. Some other ones that I've written, you know what I'm saying, that are hit. But what this record allowed me to do was get back to that because he was spitting some hard shit to it. I was like, oh shit, I got this boy pushing me, boy. I gotta get on my grind right now. You know what I'm saying? And so it allowed me to do that, and the outcome was great. I loved how the collaboration went.
Got you. So here's one thing that I want to do. Speaking of iconic global records, an emerging artist like Steven, right? One of his goals is to have that global record, that big hit record, his first hit, right? So you being an elder statesman in the game, being a legacy artist for us, what advice would you give to a Steven Malcolm? Or if you was talking to the 20-year-old version of Shaggy, what are some gems that you would give? This is Fuego. We the Fuego mob, so we got to spit that heat. I got to turn the energy up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people tuning in.
Well, first of all, it's good that he say Fuego because you got to keep the fire.
Yeah,
110%. I give you a short story. When I started, I did a record called Old Carolina, which was #1 in almost every country in the world. It was such a big record that there were other records that spawned. There was another record called Boom Shakalak by Apache Indian. That record became another big record also. And then I did also another record. Also, there was another record called Twist and Shout, another one called Tease Me by Chakademus and Pliers. Those records, came off Old Carolina, and the label wanted me to do that again. I didn't do that. The next record I turned in was a record called Mr. Boombastic, and they were all pretty mad about that because they say Mr. Boombastic doesn't sound like Old Carolina. The point I'm trying to make is for you, Steven, is that one of the main things you got to do is make sure that you don't cookie cut. Always stick to your game. Always stay where you put everything into what you do and keep changing because if you do the same style of music, they're just going to put you in a box, and that's what they're going to expect every time. Right. You know what I mean? And then everything comes with work. You could have 90% talent and 10% work ethic and not be a superstar at all. You could have 90% work ethic and 10% talent and be the biggest star in the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. It really comes down to you wanting your grind. And if I got to call you, you know what I mean, on your shit, then you ain't ready for this. You should be calling me every morning. You should be calling me on top of that. Just like when we were trying to clear the record and you kept hitting me up. Yo, Shag, this ain't cleared yet. Yo, Shag, what's going on? Yo, Shag, I admire that, you know what I'm saying? Because, and it was just lawyers going back and forth because this is the business, and as you go into it, you're going to realize that, if you go to a lawyer that answers you on your first email, then that ain't the right lawyer. You know what I'm saying? It's like going into a restaurant. If you go into a restaurant and you get seat real quick, 9 out of 10, that restaurant ain't cooking good. But if you go to that restaurant where they look at you and say, "Excuse me, sir, you got a half hour to an hour wait," that's the one you want to be in. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's the same situation with the lawyers. If you get a lawyer, you know what I mean, that you could get him on the phone every single time, that means that lawyer ain't in demand, my brother. He ain't the right guy. You know what I mean? So with my guys on, I know I got the best. Damian Grandison and his team, them guys is on point. You know what I mean? So it's going to be the process. But what I loved about you is that you kept on it. You kept emailing me. You kept texting me. You can be like, "Yo, bro, see what you can do to move the process on." Right. Every time I was like, "All right, I like how this guy's on his business." And that's the same attitude you're going to need to have throughout your whole career, man, because ain't nobody going to do it for you, bro. You know what I mean? It's you.
Wow. That's called polite persistence. That's fire.
Man.
That's
Oh yeah,
dope.
no, at the end of the day, man, we could agree to disagree.
Mhm.
There's, I've reached a stage in my life where I just said to myself, right now, if I got to yell and scream at you, then you don't need to be in my life.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't need that
Mhm.
kind of anxiety and stress. You know what I'm
Facts.
Got it.
saying? And there's
Yeah.
always another alternative, my brother. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because in life, it's the bullshit it's the bullshit versus the value,
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
and it's the amount of bullshit you'll put up to the amount of value. If a guy doesn't have a certain, if somebody in your life ain't got that kind of value, and they giving you all that bullshit,
Mhm.
cut them,
That's a fact.
Fuego.
cut them.
It's over. So,
Yes, sir.
Stephen, on your journey, on your grind, and this for you too, Shaggy. I know that this pandemic has shooken the industry up. It's
Mhm.
shooken several industries up. So, we see the nice piano right behind you, Stephen. We see the microphone getting in. So, do you guys still have a creative process that you engage in, and how is touring, shows? What's the future looking like? What type of anxiety are we dealing with? A lot of emerging artists and a lot of established artists, they're not adjusting, adapting. A lot of emerging artists is like, is it over for me? How could I adapt? What type of changes is going on? You know?
Mm. Honestly, bro, for me and my camp, man, we still trying to figure it out. I know the virtual stuff is going on. Unfortunately, bro, like touring and shows was my favorite part of being an artist, man. Just live shows, the dancing, the hype of it, the crowds, the raging. So yeah, man, I was down. I was down about it for like a good month. But I'm just honestly diving back into the music, back into the to just making music and yeah, man, just trying to find alternatives, honestly, because yeah, still to this day, man, like it's still tough on me, bro. I miss shows, I miss my fans, and I wish this pandemic was over tomorrow, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you up.
You know, as you're saying, man, some of them ain't gonna make it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna make it. I'm just gonna be real as hell. You know what I'm
yeah,
Yeah,
saying? Not everybody gonna make it, bro. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? You know, hey, 2020 either gonna be the best year or the worst year, brother. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It started with COVID, and that was pretty bad. And when you think about it, made you stop and think like, man, you could have everything in the world, perfect life, perfect wife, perfect everything, and in a split second it's gone. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It makes you have to stop and take check. And then what COVID did was slow your ass down. If you're a guy like me that was always on the plane, always gone, it made you stop it. It made you stop and smell the roses. I stopped and
yeah.
realized that family was important. Yeah,
Facts.
I started doing important things like folding laundry and cooking.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yes,
I
sir.
got it. Yeah, I started to realize that, hey, man, I kind of enjoy some other things other than music. You know what I mean? I could enjoy, hanging out with my friends and drinking and partying and doing gardening and stuff like that. I started doing a bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean? And what the protest did for us was make us realize that, the people are still the people. The people are still in power. We're still the people. The
Mm-hmm.
people are the ones with the power. You know what I mean? These people
Facts.
are elected officials. They said
Mm-hmm.
absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So at the end of the day, some people ain't gonna make it, but this pandemic is for the strong. And if you survive this and can come back up and do your thing, because this is just here to get rid of some. It's like a purge, bro. I just look at it as that because there's just some people that just ain't gonna make it. A lot of people who was just riding on people's backs too. That after a while, it's gonna take something like this to be like, all right, I gotta get you off my back right now. You know what I'm saying? So down the line, we continue to work. As far as being creative, I've been being creative. It don't matter where I am to be creative. If I get into the studio from 8 o'clock and 8 till 10 is the studio time, you're gonna get the song.
Mm.
I don't need it. I don't have to have a certain type of weed or alcohol or in a certain vibe or what I mean. I'm a dude. If I sit down, I'm okay. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done.
Yes, sir.
I was at my house here, and I was writing all day today. I mean, I wrote
That's
two
dope.
different songs. What I
Yeah.
mean, and I'm working on a bunch of stuff. I'm doing Spice's new album. We just shot. Uh, she just shot a video the other day. I'm doing a bunch of stuff here and there, making a lot of music. What I mean, working with my friends. I'm just doing a Christmas album, Christmas reggae dancehall album. What I mean, I'm working with Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, all of these guys. So, what I mean, to be creative is still gonna be there. But hey, the real is this, man. A lot of people ain't gonna make it. That's just the real.
Got it. So I want to segue into the visuals again because The video's coming. The video's dropping.
Boy.
It's going to be live tomorrow. Shout out Revolt Television. Shout out BET for the support. You know how we do. But I want to talk about visuals. There's something that resonates in both of your brands. The reason I got chills in the first 30 seconds of the video, I'm like, these guys got to be on movies or films. Is there some original content that's in the pipeline? Shaggy, I love what 50 Cent is doing, what he did with his career and transition into the film. He gave us power. You know, I love how the authentic cultural reach was embedded into the visuals the same way he gave it to us in the music. He did it on the film side. Do you watch some of this content and get inspired? Like I heard songwriters, sometimes you watch a movie and it may inspire you and you go pick up the pen. Or I just want to talk about visual.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I love the concept of the treatment. I thought it was really, really great. But I think what you saw on the film, on the video, was a camaraderie. You know what I mean? We genuinely had a lot of fun on it. You know what I mean? We had, my guys are there. Plus, we were all drinking anyway, so it wasn't hard. You know what I mean? We're a little turned up. You know what I'm saying? Just a little fuego. You know what I mean? So, we're all turned up and whatnot. But it was a good camaraderie. It was a lot of joy, a lot of fun. You know what I mean? His people, my people. We all was there, chopping it up, having a good time. You know, I mean, even the people on the extras on the set, we were all interacting with them, having great conversation, having a laugh, having it. So I think that's what transcended on screen. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you watch it, it was like, I remember having laughs at all of these scenes when it was happening. I remember when they mobbed us and we had to be throwing punches, everybody was going in. So a lot of that was real fun, and that came out. I'm inspired by a lot of things that Fifth do, but it still boils down to opportunity and season it. It also boils down to you having passion for what, you finding a passion. You're not going to jump into something that you're not passionate about. And it's when you're inspired and whenever you have that passion, then you roll with it. You know what I'm saying? And with Fifth, he found it, and God bless him.
Got you. Steven, what you feel about the visuals? Can you tell us how surreal it was to be working with an icon? Not only just the record, but then you get the video. Some people can't do both, man. To have the legend on set with you. Yeah. How was that experience?
Nah, it was crazy, man. I don't know if he remembers, but like the first shot was the door scene, and we go out the door, and I was just like, "Hey, man, I really grew up on It Wasn't Me, man. Like, that's one of my favorite records, bro. It's crazy that I'm standing next to you right now. I just want to say, man. So, I had to have my fan moment real quick. But other than that, bro, like, and I feel like if I wasn't a rapper, I'd probably want to be an actor. You know what I mean? Like, I just I just love movies. Like, I could be both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could be both, brother. Yeah, man.
If something ever transcends through these videos.
There's no ceiling to your dreams, my brother. Facts. No ceiling.
Facts, bro. So acting, man, like it's just something that, music videos and my music is giving me opportunities to dive into that acting bag, bro. So that's what Fuego did, and it was different from the first one. You know what I mean? The dynamics was different, and I just wanted to, knock it up a notch, and yeah, I think we did that, man.
Got you. So, Steven, next up after Fuego remix. You're coming with an EP this year. Are we gonna see an EP?
Yeah, bro. I gotta release a body of work before 2020 is over. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. That's the follow up, man. Anybody who's watching this, you heard it first here. You know what I mean? I got an EP coming that is pretty crazy. It's pretty Fuego itself.
Man, I want to thank you guys for your time, and let's pay the bill. Shout out Curb Records. Shout out IVAP, my guy Joseph Benson. Chloe, everybody inside the building, and my man Joel for putting this together. Now, I before we wrap, I just want to say, Fuego, we need a milli out the gate, man. You heard the OG Shaggy say he's doing $1 million a day. He finds the new emerging artists and he locks in.
$1 million a day.
So everybody, please make sure midnight on all your DSPs, tomorrow on television, you tune in for Fuego Remix with the legend, Shaggy, the icon, and Big Brother, I want to give you your flowers while you're here, man. You touch so many people with your music, and I appreciate you lending a hand to a new up-and-coming artist. The legacy, the culture, his heritage is stamped in this record. And he got a new addition coming to his family, and I'm sure he's going to be able to tell this story to his kid that's on his way and everything. But please, guys, make sure.
Congratulations, man.
Tune in. Yeah.
Nah, hey, man, it is. You always got to pay it forward. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? These guys are the future. You know what I mean? These guys are the next generation of great things that's to come. You know what I mean? And all we could do is feed them with as much knowledge as we can. You know what I mean? Because there's more to go. So it's all good.
Got you. So here's what we're going to do. You know what we're going to do? Since we got two heavyweights in the building, for everybody that's tuned in, I'm looking at my Facebook Live on the side too. Everybody's vibing, putting comments. Let's just drop Fuego remix right now, play it live for everybody on this stream. Since everybody's at the crib, it's COVID times. Some people may not be able to tune in on television. While we got your attention, Shaggy, Steven Malcolm, can y'all introduce this video and let's roll it?
Yeah, man. Yo, check this out. Yeah. It's your boy Steven Malcolm. I got Mr. Boombastic, the legend, the icon himself in the building. Shout out Jimmy O. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are tuned in, Fuego remix featuring Shaggy. Let's get it.
I got work all on the table, yeah. My bros on payroll, hey, tell them goons to lay low, yeah. Just keep it fresco, I'm on a whole new level, so keep it muy sosiego. Ain't no long top, boy, they know I got that fuego, 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 came up from that bando, hey, put in work like Rambo, hey, tell them goons a little, you know I got that fuego, spark of that light, make a way, I've been feeling like I'm the this is my city, get out of my way, tapped in again for the flame, cup probably got a time, they cannot ride on my way, Who else you know pulling up city to city and raging up all of this fire? Light up the torch, we are flame it up. Light it up, bless on the fire, I raise it up. None of why we come down before giving up. I made me more than your regular. I played that work with a spatula, yeah. I took off on them, no catching her, yeah. Hop in that mosh pit and go up a level, like I got work all on the table, yeah. My bros on payroll, hey, tell them goons to lay low, yeah. Just keep it fresco, I'm on a whole new level, so keep it muy sosiego. Ain't no long top, boy, they know I got that fuego, 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 came up from that bando, hey, put in work like Rambo, hey, tell them goons a little, you know I got that fuego,
So how much longer them think them can hold me? No way in hell I'll make them control me. I'm too advanced to make them provoke me. Them my informers still can't expose me. Give me that fire, me light up me fire. Let's take it much higher, my goons up for higher. Them you jacket prayers, take out the gunfire. Me money fi wire, come straight from the buyer. When me do business, no business, no who from you owe you fi pay me. Now why you no excuse, you can't find a refuge, you're dead from you play me.
Came up from that bando, hey, put in work like Rambo, hey, tell them goons a little, you know I got that fuego, fuego.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Yes, sir.
Fuego Mob. Fuego
Yes, sir.
Mob. If you tuning in, put your fire signs in the comments. Put the fire signs in the comments. Fuego Mob. Man, that was incredible, man. Gentlemen. Sheesh.
Yes, sir.
Come on, give thanks, man.
Man, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for tapping in. Shout out Curb Records, IVAV.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, we do what we do when we can do. Is your boy Jimmy O signing out. Salute to the OG Shaggy. Salute to
Yes,
Steven
Big up, man.
Malcolm. Thank y'all for your
Big
time.
up. Rest up. Big up. Big up. Big up.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, Steven.
I appreciate
All the
it,
best,
man.
man. All
Thank
good,
you,
man.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Thank you guys, bro.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.